Well, good morning. Well, good morning for me. Morning for me, anyways. Yeah, so, and here we are to pull another journaling prompt. Okay. All right. What are 5 things that make you feel calm? 5 things that make me feel calm. Well, art makes me feel calm. Unless I get really excited about something I want to experiment with, but mostly 5 things that make you feel calm. Another thing that makes me feel calm is being green. The color green always makes me feel calm. That's interesting. Okay, so I didn't even think about journaling. And what I'm going to journal on. I suppose I could journal on here. But I was kind of toying without doing any collage, or maybe doing some tissue paper collage on this, because I really like the green that's coming through. This was just some underpaper. So I think this was a jelly print. Like, my plate had paint on it because it looks like my 3x5 plate, and I usually roll off roll my acrylic paint onto a side plate with my brayer. The other thing is I could grab a tag and journal on that. Ooh, that might be fun. This is a eco print that I did. And this is some of these are these pieces of, one side was glossy and one side was not, and they were given to me by Ricky Midbrud or Ricky Tiki Tavi or the Bricolage Factory. And I couldn't figure out what to do with them, and I thought one day I was doing some eco dyeing. I thought, and this was the eco dyeing with the materials that I got from Crafty Hope. She had sent me a whole bunch of green leaves and stuff because she's in the southeast and has lots more yummy, really green with substance type of, greenery. So yeah, so this could be fun to journal on. And we could use that same spot, whatever. We'll get to that point later, but we might as well put a hole in it and say it's now a tag. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. It is a tag. Okay. So I am going to journal on the back side of this. So that's what I'm going to do now. What to use? Could use this white, but we can make it really kind of challenging for me. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've used this. Is titanium white mixed with Airbrush medium in this fine liner. That could be a little challenging, but this is basically a list, right? So that could be fun, and this could sit to dry while we work on the page. While I wait for a bigger shake, I want a heartquake, my friend. Who am I to judge how you roll and with whom you lay? Who am I to say to which God to pray? Definitely arting. Like me, the night falls when a new day breaks. Being in nature. What else? Down to the last one. interesting that I'm having a hard time figuring out a fifth one, because the first four were so easy. Getting a massage makes me feel calm. Usually it makes me feel tired too. So I'm going to set this off along with our prompt to dry. And I was thinking of doing some tissue collage in the background so that we can see some of this coming through. So I need to go find some. All right, I have gathered some tissue fodder, which is just some under paper type tissue paper, some pre-printed tissue, and some neutrals, and I'm going to just go through these and try and find stuff that feels like it would go well with this page to do some collage work. These were given to me by Abby Littlebit. Suzanne Thomas made these. She made all of these. I think they were made with water soluble, so I have to use care with them. They're super fun. Okay, that should get us started anyways. Get some collage going. I'm going to use some of my fluid medium. This stuff's really cool. It kind of melts. This is IKEA paper that is, they wrap your fragiles in, and I think it's awesome. This is some awesome tissue paper that Crafty Hope gave me in some Happy Mail, and I've been searching for it ever since. That's nice and dry. I'm going to come in with this Stabilo All pencil in green and just do some mark making and keep it loosey-goosey. My hand's at the back of the pencil so that I don't have a lot of control. Just kind of go around some of these shapes. I don't know how much is going to show through in the end. And I'm not even going to activate that, but I am going to come in with some white gesso and kind of push some areas back a little bit, catch the texture. And I'm just going to use my finger to do that. If you go real lightly with your finger, you'll catch all that texture. It's like a dry brushing method. I'm sure you've heard that from me a lot.
I see a flower in his hand, greeting all the mighty ways to land. There's a little girl with golden hair, running free with no despair. And I wonder who has brought her here, into this playful place, this playing space.
All right, that's all pretty much dry. So I'm gonna come in with some Distress Spray Stain and some Distress Oxide Spray in old paper. I'm going to start with the spray stain and then come in with the Oxide Spray. And for the spray stain, I'm just going to use the nozzle and kind of mimic these marks I've made with the Stabilo All. Just real sketchy. The neat thing about wherever there's texture, since I've put the gesso, the color will go behind the gesso usually and kind of highlight that texture, and that's something I really like about utilizing the gesso around the textural areas. Now I'm gonna go ahead, even though this is water soluble, and once I put the Oxide Spray on here, it's going to make this move again. I am gonna go ahead and dry this in between. I'm gonna come in with my brush. This is a wet round brush, and I'm going to apply it to areas rather than spray it. I'm just using this with a side brush, and the reason why I didn't, why I wanted to dry the spray stain was just so it didn't mix as much with this color, with the Oxide. All right, now I was just looking at this. This has a lot more dark tones on it, and I know that I'm going to be putting this on here somewhere. So I was thinking of coming in with this Marabu art spray. Unfortunately, these are no longer available. I have a few of the colors available in my shop, but these are awesome. They are permanent once dry, and they are light fast. This is Khaki. So this is the color it is. It's kind of like a nice in-between. Come in the textural areas, and I'm gonna add some color, and then I'm gonna use my spray bottle to get it to move.
Nothing is untrue, nothing don't matter. It's all notions of our emotions, of everything we are and what we belong to, how we reach our destination.
Alright, and while I love that, I do still have some more browns and grays kind of in this. So I think I'm going to come in with either the Hickory Smoke in the archival ink or this Scorched Timber. Unfortunately, Scorched Timber doesn't come in archival. But I do have the Distress ink in the Scorched Timber, which I think would be a really nice match for this. So I think I'm going to come in with this on a piece of plastic.
Calling you a friend, a lover, a fighter. May we never be like strangers, never be afraid in fear of each other.
All right, I'm much more pleased with that. So I think I'm going to come in and edge the sides of this. I'm going to come in with the espresso because it's just easier to come around these edges. And I want a harsher edge than a softer edge, so that's why I'm not coming in with the blending tool. Hitting a little heavier on the corners. I kind of work on a focal. So I'm pulling in some of the tissue paper to create a focal along with this tag, and I'm just going to bring some layers in aside the tag and some fabric, get that glued together.
And the sun may tear the wings of us like Icarus, we fly. Caught in burning fire. And the sun may tear the wings of us like Icarus, we fly. We're caught in burning fire, almost falling from the sky. And the sun may tear the wings of us like Icarus, we fly. Fly with courage and bravado, fly with passion in our hearts, and realizing the power of love will guide us safe to shore.
Once I looked at the tag up there, it was just too high for me with that hole. So I decided to kind of mimic a longer version of the piece of fabric that was coming out. So I looked for that same iron dyed fabric that was in my tin and did a reverse tie, so it came down from over each side of the tag, covering that hole. Once again, used my tiny attacher to attach it to the tag, and then positioned my tag where I really wanted it, and actually glued the fabric part down over the other piece of fabric that was coming up from the page prior.
And the world keeps on turning.
All right, words. I have all these fortunes I thought I would check out.
While the weatherman interprets the cold.
This has the word calm in it. It has some of these kind of yellows. That might be a good option.
Longs for change.
Oh, here's with a string. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Like the string. I got sold with the string.
When you've parted ways with your love, can't return back there. Don't you know where the wild roses grow?
Just picking up some of the ink that's left on this piece of plastic, letting it soak into this string because it just feels a little too bright to me. Maybe I add a little bit of the old paper spray stain, and I'm gonna let that dry. There we go. To me, this is very calming. These colors, the flow, the fluidity of it. Yeah, and it has elements in it that I really like. So that makes me feel good too. I think it's important that when we are doing these prompts that we look inside and make sure that what we're doing is a result of this. And I think it has the most impact for us emotionally if we're true to the prompt in our art that we do. And this feels like that for me. And I really thank you for coming along for this. I know it's something different. I'm still art journaling, but there is the talking about the things that help with self-care, help with our emotional status, especially in today's day and age. It's can be kind of crazy out there, and I think it's important that we're honest with ourselves, at least. And this feels honest for me, and I think that's what's important. Do what is honest for you. And yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you've liked it, if you would please give me a thumbs up. If you are participating and going to post your artwork from the prompt that you pulled this month, please don't forget to use the hashtag. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here.